You belong on every ground your feet grace, so don't ever feel out of place. Take up space and belong. This earth is your birthplace. I know I'm running late with these reviews, but life be happening, okay? But I got 2 more episodes and then I got the reunion and I'm done. So I'm gonna jump right on in with episode 9. The couples are getting to know each other's families and friends. You know, they still doing that. You see Freddie and Kat having a conversation at the beginning, and then Oli took Demi to this some hills. I forgot the name of it. He said, is it Primrose Hills or something like that? I don't know. Something like that. And they're like enjoying the views. I'm really happy for Oli and Demi. They seem to really settle into their relationship once they got off of that like vacation with the other couples. They really settled. It just seems like they've been together forever. But Nicole meets Benaya's mom and sister for the first time, and she's really nervous because, of course, Benaya wasn't her first choice. Sam was, and then she doubled back and got back with him. So she's really nervous at like how they are going to take her since she kind of broke his heart. And then he was telling her that after he left, he ended up going to Germany to see his mom and sister because he was heartbroken, and like he like warned her like, yeah, they might say something to you about that because yeah, you really did a number on me and they had to mend my heart, so you might have to take that on the chin, whatever. So they finally come, she meets them, and it's not as bad as she think it is. Of course they are curious to know what's different now since she chose Sam first, and like how did she came to the conclusion that Benaya was the one for her. And she was telling them that like he's the only person that has like stood up for her in the way that he has, who's fought for her like he has and stuff like that. um and she was saying how she just knew that it wasn't right with Sam or whatever. She was like, just taking Benaya out of it, I just didn't think that it was right with him. And, she took accountability and she apologized for the choice that she made at first or whatever. And I think they respected that from her. I think they respected it. But you could tell his mom and sister isn't like holding no grudge or nothing like that. They just want to know that he's getting treated fairly, and like she's not like, and that like she is deserving of the second chance she got with him. It goes to Freddie meeting Kat's family. I think her sisters or something like that. And like they're asking the two of them questions, and then Freddie starts talking about how Kat is high maintenance and he feel like he's not able to keep up with her lifestyle, and how they're so different. Like he's a simple person and she's bougie. And Kat gets annoyed with him for thinking that, and saying that that her lifestyle is this and that. The judgment is basically that he's passing on her based off of like the clubs and stuff that she's gone to and like the things that she does or whatever. And so her sister was asking him like, so do you think it could work with that? Like, cause that don't sound like it could work. And I think he said he he thinks so, if I'm not mistaken. And then they start, Kat tells him that he's getting on her nerves by calling her bougie because that's not who she is, and like she don't even understand like where he got that from or whatever. And she tells him to go get a drink or something, and he leaves, and she talks to her sister. Her sister basically was telling her like, I don't know, like you think this gonna work because he literally has this idea of you that isn't really true, and he seems to be worried a lot about money, like finances. And she tells them that he asked her to sign a prenup, and they told her that they don't like it and they don't think that she should. And I just feel like what's wrong with signing a prenup? I feel like both of them should sign a prenup. If if a man asks you to sign a prenup, ask him to sign one too and just keep it moving. Because if you really ain't there for money, what's the point? What's the problem? What's the big deal? I don't get it. Because if I asked a man to sign a prenup, I would want them to sign it. Even though I've had conversations with men in the past and asked how they would feel if they were asked to sign a prenup, and a lot of them said they don't like it. Like, oh, I wouldn't like that. But y'all can ask us to sign prenups, but y'all shouldn't sign them. Absolutely not. If I was Cat, I would not argue with him about it. I would just get my prenup drawn up too, and he gonna sign mine too. Because if we being real when it comes to this show, yeah, I think both of them will be able to make money off of this. I think they will make money as a couple, but I feel like Cat have the better chance of building a huge platform off of this because Freddie just doesn't give me influencer vibes. He doesn't give me that. He seems very like laid back or whatever, so he don't give me that. So yeah, I would make him sign a prenup too. Um, it goes to Benaya talking to his mother about him and Nicole and like pretty much asking her like how she feels about the whole thing or whatever, and she tells him that she likes Nicole. She sees it working for them in the future. She thinks that they could be together. Like, I can see you with her. I'm happy for you because usually your needs are not met. She's meeting your needs. She really does care about you. She's looking out for you, stuff like that. And it gives him the confirmation he needs, and he's happy that Nicole was well received. And then it goes to Benaya's sister talking to Nicole and pretty much having the same conversation. And his sister pretty much telling her that she sees a future with him, with her and Benaya, and that Nicole is the first of his women that has treated him the way he deserves to be treated. And like just by looking at them, she could tell that things are going to work out. And of course, Nicole is happy about that. Bobby prepares to meet Jazz's mama. You could tell that Jazz's mama is a piece of work because she's literally preparing her to meet him. And like, he doesn't really seem that nervous to me, but once I see the meeting, he should have been. But then it goes to Maria meeting Tom's sister and like them talking about the whole thing that happened between her and him when she offered to pay for the breakfast or lunch or whatever, and he was fine with it, and how in her culture the men took care of everything and they did everything. And that's all fine and good, Nicole. I mean, that's all fine and good, Maria. Why would you ask him to pick up a tab if you didn't want to pick up the tab? Why didn't you just let him pick up the tab? You created a problem and now you're like holding it over his head like, well, in my culture men did this and that. You the one who said that you were going to pick up the tab. And like and he said that he didn't even think about it or whatever. And she seemed to be bothered by that. But like, maybe he didn't think about it. Maybe he didn't think, oh, but I know what she means when she says that, when she's is bothered by the fact that he was cool with it. But at the same time, it's like, why would you even ask him if you expect him to pay for everything? Why would you even offer to pick up the tab? Like, it doesn't make sense to me, but whatever. Like, the sisters say that they understand how she feels. When the topic of moving in together came up, she also brought up the fact that first they were thinking about her moving in with him, but she don't feel right about paying somebody's mortgage. Like, what if they break up and all of this time she helped him pay his mortgage, and like now she don't got nothing? And the sisters was basically telling her, I mean, saying to in their confessional that they understand how she feels or whatever, but um they understand how she feels, but that is something that they need to like work out. But my whole thing is, if he moves in with you, he'll be paying a mortgage too that may not be his. So it's okay for him to pay your mortgage, and if things don't work out, he gotta start from ground zero, but it's not okay for you to help him pay a mortgage, and then if things don't work out, you gotta start from ground zero. Because I feel like men struggle to start over too, not just us. And I kind of feel like sometimes we may even have it easier to start over. This is not me saying that she shouldn't have these feelings or her feelings are not valid or anything like that. I'm just saying, like, he could be looking at it the same way, but he's not looking at it the same way because I don't even think, I feel like when people go into a marriage thinking about the divorce, that is where problems arise. Cause why are you thinking about, like, but what if it don't work out? Then I'm gonna have to do this. Deal with that. And I know that when you go into a marriage, you have to have certain things sorted out first before you sign those papers. But it's just certain things. I just feel like y'all are married, so like it won't be somebody else's mortgage you're paying for. It will be y'all's mortgage. And 9 times out of 10 in a divorce settlement or whatever, they would most likely give her the house, especially if they feel like Tom is capable of buying his own house or whatever. Um, Either way, y'all can come to an agreement, sell that house, split the money, and both of y'all start over. It don't have to be that one of y'all is paying the mortgage for the other person to live in if y'all break up. Why look at it like that? You can look at it like we'll both be paying the mortgage, and if we do break up, we can sell the house and split the profits and then both start over. Like, why do going into a marriage people don't ever think like that? That's weird to me. But it goes to Freddie meeting Kat's parents and, like, you know, him talking about like not feeling good enough for her and all of this stuff, and like her dad is trying to like tell him that, this going into a marriage is taking a gamble. You're not going to have things figured out or whatever, because he was saying that he still got a lot to figure out. He want to make sure that she's the right woman for him and stuff like that before they get married. And Kat is coming off like she's waiting for Freddie to figure out whether he want to be with her, but she for sure wants to be with him. That's how she's coming off to me. Um, and my whole thing is, like, did we forget about how Kat was throwing herself at Sam at that party, at that like gathering that they had? Like, did Freddie not see that or something? Because they just kind of like glazed over that. No, it was never mentioned. So I don't know, but she's acting like she's sure that she wants to marry him and she's ready to get married. But that money thing is really bothering Freddie, and I kind of feel like ever since they've left the vacation, Freddie has been depressed. He's had anxiety. You cannot convince me that he's not anxious and he's not depressed. He's been stressed out. He's been anxious. He's been depressed, feeling like he's not good enough for her and all of these things. I don't know if he's using that as an excuse not to get married or what, but I feel like something is going on that we're not seeing. And I just don't feel like they should get married if they don't resolve those issues. But Bobby finally meets Jasmine's mom, and Jasmine's I'm actually not shocked that Jasmine mom is like that, because Jasmine kind of acts like that, like her. Jasmine mom is a piece of work. She's saying how if things happen between Jasmine and Bobby, she wants Jasmine to come and tell her about it. She tells Bobby that her and Jasmine talk like best friends, and Jasmine tells her everything. She tells Bobby that she used to tell Jasmine that if she has secrets, come and tell her, don't tell her friends. Um, and she's basically telling Jasmine that she expects her to come to her and tell her every time her and Freddie get into an argument or everything that happens between the two of them, because she needs to know Jasmine has been hurt before. She don't want her to make the same mistake she made. all of this stuff that she's projecting onto their relationship is toxic. She is toxic. And she is also codependent. How you going to tell your daughter not to talk to her friends about certain things, to talk to you? You're the only person she needs. It seems like Jasmine mom has used her to do emotional labor while she was either in those failing marriages or after the failed marriages. It seems like she's one of those moms that rely on their kids to fulfill them rather than getting a freaking man. Why do you need to know everything that goes on in this girl's marriage? She's a grown woman. This is her decision and you don't need to be involved. And Bobby was basically saying like if the relationship is going to work out, then there needed to be boundaries, and Jasmine the marriage was going to be between him and Jasmine, not him, Jasmine, and her mom. And I hope he stands on business when he says that. I hope he put his foot down. Jasmine was telling her mom that that wasn't okay and it wasn't realistic, but at the same time, I feel like she would tell her mom everything. But she was telling her like, I'm not going to tell you everything because then you're going to be put off with him. You're going to bring it up every time something happens, and it's going to cause problems in my marriage. I already see their future. I already see it. If Bobby don't stand on business, I already see their future. So it goes to the girls going dress shopping and the boys go shopping for their tux. Everybody is getting ready for their weddings and stuff. They seem excited to me. The only person that seems like depressed is what his name is, Freddie. Freddie seems depressed to me. He has always had kind of like a emo type of like vibe to him, but he seems really depressed to me. Like this whole thing is stressing him out. Like he's not sure because he's lived with Cat for a while and he's seen like her lifestyle and he doesn't feel like he could keep up with it. Also, I think he's worried about his money. I think he has worked hard and he feels like, what if I marry her and we get a divorce and she take my money? And I feel like those feelings are valid. Okay, especially for men. I feel like men goes into marriages thinking like that, and I understand why that happens because they do get their things taken from them or whatever a lot of the times in a divorce or whatever. But that is one of the things that is a risk you have to take when you marry somebody. Unfortunately, there's not nothing you can do to uh relieve yourself of that thinking except the prenup. If she signs the prenup, then that will satisfy your desires. But even prenups, you can there's like stipulations and stuff that you can like get around if she has a good enough lawyer and if she has probable cause. So even if she do sign a prenup, she can still take some of your money. Depending on how the laws work over there. I don't know how they work over there. But it's like if you're gonna be paranoid about stuff like this, marriage is not for you. You should not get married. And that's why a lot of men don't get married because they do be paranoid about stuff like that. I don't want her to have nothing. You know what my whole thing is when it comes to like couples and that line of thinking? When it comes to men who don't pay child support or help take care of their kids because they don't want their child's mom to do well in life, and when it comes to married people who worry about their spouse taking their money, it seems like that's the most important thing to you. So maybe you shouldn't get married. Like, just don't. Because if that's all you care about, possibly being able to take your money, then you shouldn't marry me. But at the same time, it also shows that he got doubts. He got doubts about them working out. He don't feel like things will work out between the two of them. And I understand, because Kat has been putting the pressure on him for real. She's been really like sucking the life out of that man, sucking his energy out. He's not happy. You can tell he's not happy. He seems to just be going through the motions most of the time. He seems to just be taking it day by day, and like that's really all you can do. But like he needs to speak up, because I don't feel like he do. The only thing he talk about is money, but I don't think that the money is the main issue. I think he is afraid that Kat isn't feeling him like that. I think he's afraid that he won't be enough for her. And I get it, because she has made him feel like he's not enough a lot of the times. But I also feel like if you are having doubts, you should not walk down the aisle. You should not marry that lady. But we're gonna see what happened though. We're gonna see what happened. But what my point I was trying to make was, people who like, it's like, well, if this person leave me, I don't want them to take my money. I don't want them to be able to take my money. Like, I always be questioning intent and like feelings. Like, do you really love somebody if that's all you can think about? If all you can think about is, if we break up, I don't want her to have nothing. Like, I want to keep all my stuff. I don't want her to, I'm very much okay. Like, even if I do get, because if I had money, I would ask my spouse to sign a prenup too. But it wouldn't be a situation where it's like, if we get a divorce, I keep everything that I got. I would work out a number. I would be okay with giving my spouse a certain amount of money if we were to get a divorce. So I would sign a prenup, but it wouldn't be a situation where it's like they can't get nothing, or unless this happens or that happened, they can't get nothing from me. They gotta leave the marriage with what they came into it with, because y'all gonna build stuff together. You telling me that all of those years of y'all working together to build this stuff, businesses and stuff like that, that y'all may have, you aren't going to want them to get any of the profits from that if they leave you? That's weird to me. Like, do you not love that person? Because I can't see myself depriving somebody that helped me build a business of profits from that business when I know you helped me. Even if you didn't physically like do certain things, even if I'm the breadwinner, I'm the one who like makes the most money and stuff, but like outside of my work life, you support me. Like, you're my safe space. You're loyal. You've never cheated on me. You support me. You're my biggest cheerleader. You relieve my stress and my worries and stuff like that when I have them. You deserve something from being that person, even if you're not the person that's going out there working, but you're the person that's keeping the relationship together. You're the person that's keeping the marriage together. You're keeping the household together. You deserve something. And people that don't want their spouse to benefit from being with them, it's always been weird to me. I don't think it's that deep. I don't think nothing is wrong with signing a prenup, but to deprive somebody of nothing when they have stood by you, when they've been there for you. And I'm talking about whether it's a man or a woman. I'm not just talking about men doing that to women. I'm talking about in both situations. If my spouse has been holding me down and I'm the one chasing the dreams and they have been helping me, they have been making other things in my life easier, they've not been like adding stress to me and stuff like that, I would not mind giving them money. It's money. It's not that big of a deal to me. You can always get it back. But people who like don't want a person that they've spent their life with, a person that at the very least you learn something from. You learn something from them. They've impacted you in some way at the very least. And you don't want them to have anything. Mm-mm. But maybe everybody don't think like me, because I kind of feel like if we build some stuff together, why can't we just split it? You can you can leave the relationship with what you got. I can leave with what I had when I came in. But at the same time, if we build something together, why can't we just split it in half? Is that wrong? Because you men seem to think that, oh, a woman getting half is like taking everything from you, whatever. When that lady has been through a lot with you, she's been through a lot. Taking out all of the assumptions of cheating and stuff like that, this is not what I'm saying. A relationship is a lot. Having somebody to support you along the way while you're working on yourself, and I'm not saying that your spouse isn't doing the same thing, because they are. I feel like in a relationship, two people should come together. They are already doing their own things. They come together. We're still doing our own thing, but together. So even though I may have some things of my own, you may have some things of your own, we build something together. And if we do break up, the things that we built together, why is it so hard for y'all to split that? Because I would want somebody that I love to be good. I would never leave somebody that I love on the streets or to fend for themselves. Like, they can't take care of themselves. Like, I take everything from them. They don't got nothing. They got to start from ground zero. That wouldn't sit right with me. Regardless of the gender, woman or man. I'm sorry, y'all. The pain medicine that we take, they make our nose itchy, and I really hate it so much. And I haven't taken pain meds in a while, so it's worse now because it's been a minute since I've taken some. But I hate it so much. Um, but I just don't get it. Like, you don't want the person that you love to have anything, because I would want my person to still do well in life without me. And I would want them to have money, have a cushion to fall back on if things didn't work out. So it's always weird to me when people have those finance conversations, and it's, I don't want them taking half of my money. Okay. I wouldn't even marry nobody like that. If that's the first thing you thinking when we're supposed to be planning a wedding, I wouldn't want nobody like that. Cause I'm gonna feel like you don't love me for real. What you're saying basically is, I don't want you to have anything. If we break up, come in, you leaving just like how you came in here. I don't think they should get married though, but we'll see what happens. So yes, I styled my hair and I'm back. So the couples are pretty much like getting ready to decide whether they're going to get married or not. Like, while the girls are like picking out their wedding dress, their families are there. It's emotional for some, and they all looked beautiful um in their dresses. No, I'm not judging no dresses. I'm not a fashion person. Like, I just think people should wear what they want to wear, and it's not really our business when it comes to that. So I think that they were beautiful. Like, I'm not judging dresses. Um, Nicole seems to be sure about Benaya, and I kind of feel like once Benaya decided that he was gonna give her another chance, it's been him for her. I feel like it always was him for her, but she wasn't getting what she wanted. She didn't think that he felt the same way. That's what I got from the situation. Um, when they had like their time apart, Tom said that he missed Maria already, which is a good sign. That means that he has grown an attachment to her, and that he likes being around her. Everybody's family, like I said, is getting emotional. Wow, that even Jasmine's mom, even though Jasmine's mom was kind of like not against it but apprehensive about it, even seeing her daughter in the wedding dress makes her like, I'm not gonna say change her mind, but you can see her like preparing herself for it. She loved seeing Jasmine in her wedding dress, and it was a beautiful moment. Oli talks about his love for Demi and how like he's been having so much fun with her and like all of this stuff. And I'm just so happy to how things worked out for the two of them, because it was looking a little rocky. And you know, I'm glad that after, the vacation, they were able to like lock in with each other and work on their relationship. Kat was really pretty in her dress or whatever. She looked really good. Um, Freddie's friends said that they've never heard him say that he loved somebody, and he kept saying that he loved Kat. He been saying he loved her since the pods, but they were saying that they know that he was serious about her because they've never heard him say he loved somebody. So, the couples go on their last dates and everybody just seems to be having fun. They're in like bliss, like before the marriage. Freddie and Kat are getting along. They seem to be in a better place, and I hope it stays that way. Because I like them together. I feel like they could be a good couple, but it just, a lot of the things that they argue about just kind of worries me. And I don't know if I would say yes if I had those type of concerns about somebody that I was going to marry. But if they're in a better place, I'm happy for them. I hope that they stay there, and I hope it works out from here. But they're, like I said, they're all on their dates. They're enjoying each other. They're having fun, and then that it's time to get prepared to get married. So now, in the next season, we are about to see the results. See if these people are actually really happy with each other and if they actually want to get married. And we're going to see if love is actually blind. Say yes, my baby. Say yes. Well, say yes if it's the best thing for you, because all of these couples were seemingly doing well, but Tom said no. I kind of figured he was going to because of the money thing. I feel like men these days are not with the money thing. If they're not rich, when a woman says that she wants you to cover everything, that really gets to them because they feel like they're not able to um keep up with you because they don't got the money to do that. I feel like a lot of women, and I'm gonna say us, I feel like a lot of us, we base our ideals and standards of relationships off of what rich people are doing, especially women. The expectation for a man that makes six figures, that makes maybe $100,000 annually, to buy you $100,000 ring, to carry that financial load. This is not me saying that I don't feel like I'm a Southern girl. I grew up in the South. I've never dated a guy who didn't feel like they were going to pay for everything, or who didn't want to. I've never had to have this conversation. But I also haven't dated a lot of people, so there's that. I've never had to have this conversation. I've always dated guys that wanted to take care of me, but I, because I have a disability, it's important for me to know that I can take care of myself. So while I would accept it, I would be okay with it. I'm always gonna be in the back of my head like, okay, even though he doing XYZ, you need to get on your stuff because you need to be able to pick up his slack if something happens. That would be my mindset. So I don't disagree that um I don't disagree that the guy should pay for everything. Like, if I feel like if he's in a position to do that and if he wants to do that, then sure. But if he's not in a position to do that, and he doesn't want to do that, but you want to be with him and you love him, why can't y'all work something out? Like, I'm not gonna ruin a relationship over money, over finances. Like, the economy is terrible. Two people most likely have to work to keep a household running in this economy. Not everybody is rich, and I do feel like we do, not we, because I don't do that, but a lot of people do base their standards off of influencers and celebrities. And I feel like that needs to stop because we're not them. We're not in a position where they are. We can't drop 100,000 on a watch. We can't. It's stupid if you do that and you only making 100,000 a year. Like, I just kind of feel like we need to be realistic when it comes to certain things. But like I said, it depends on the choice. I think it's case by case. Whatever you feel like is important in your relationship, that's what it is. If you feel like you want a man that pays for everything, do that. But I don't have that much faith in anybody. I don't have that much faith in anybody. I don't want to put all of that in their hands because it cripples you in a way, because you feel comfortable. You feel like, oh, he has everything, I don't gotta worry about nothing. I never want to feel like that in life. I'm one of those people I'm afraid of being stagnant and complacent and fully relying on somebody. I can't do it. It terrifies me, I'm not gonna lie. But I don't disagree. I agree to an extent. If the man is in a position to cover everything, cool. If he's not, let's work something out. It's not that deep. I'm interested in seeing what Demi and Oli gonna do, because Demi seems like she having second thoughts. Before you go, check out my website at srgraham.org and subscribe to my mailing list to get exclusive updates on works in progress, other news, and blog posts. Thank you.